Mira, I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to acknowledge that now you are in a humongous different vibration than your ex. You're no longer vibrating at their same frequency. Okay? You're no longer at their level. They're no longer at your level. Let me rephrase that. They cannot reach you energetically. Okay? I'm gonna say it like it is. I personally feel fire sign. You could be a fire sign, they could be a fire sign, or they can have fire in their big three. Right? Like I'm telling you, I want you to acknowledge that you're no longer reachable to them, or you're becoming very unreachable to them. Like energetically, you are moving towards something better. Energetically, you're going towards something better. And letting them back in or reconnecting with them would put you in a lower vibration if they truly have not created any proper change. And I specifically want you to acknowledge that. I specifically want you to view that. I specifically want you to see that. What matters first is whatever comes out matches. If it does, stay. If it doesn't, move on. A better reading will always, always fucking find you. Right? You're having thoughts about working on this. Be so for real with yourself. You're having thoughts about if they were to come back, you would work on this if they've changed. Right? And you are actually in your head about wanting to contact them. Don't do it. Especially if they left. If they left, don't you dare contact this man or this woman. Right? The thing about it is that right now your main focus should be working on yourself with the Queen of Wands. Okay? Do I want to say that they still find you attractive? Yeah, they find you attractive. They see your power. They see that you are at a different vibration, right? The Two of Swords specifically being shown right here with the Death, not only does this signify that right now you are definitely changing, you are definitely growing. The universe is about to open a door for you to step into the life that you specifically want. What? Why? Because after this breakup, you completely had a personality change. You started to act different, you started to be better, started to look better, started working on yourself, and things started to basically advance in life for you like they weren't when you were with them. Right? The thing about it is that the Four of Swords does signify that to an extent. You could be contemplating whether this person is yours. Right? And I get it. Some people leave, then come back, and then they build a really, really good long relationship. But you really have to acknowledge that if you were in their position, you would have not done that to them. Because you are a hard worker. You would have built, you would have problem solved. They gave up on it easily. Right? So with the Four of Swords specifically being shown right here in reverse, you also need to start going to sleep early. That's what's coming out right now as of this moment. You're not sleeping good. And I feel like you could specifically also be dreaming about them in some form of way. Right? But I want to point this out, and I really, really need you, or I really want you to acknowledge this from my perspective. Okay? Right now you're changing. Right now you're doing better. Right now you are in a higher vibration than they're ever going to be. So if they're not changed, if they're not good enough for you, they're going to come back and pull you down where you're not supposed to be at. Right? And I definitely want you to acknowledge the Hermit being shown right here. To me, it tells me that they have not done any proper change, not even proper change, because I feel like they're trying to, but I also feel like they're not going deep within themselves to actually acknowledge what went wrong, what happened, why things didn't work out, why they gave up so easily when him and you knew, or you both knew there was so much potential in this relationship. Right? 444 is definitely a very significant number. The Hermit reverse not only tells me that this person avoids, this person runs when things get hard. I don't know why it feels like when you were trying to communicate, they would completely shut the door on you or they would push you back, right? So the ability for them to return can happen. But how do we not know we're jumping back into a situation with somebody that's mature enough, right? That's definitely coming out right now as of this moment. Going back to that, I told you that right now you are at a different vibration, you are growing, you are changing. The Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands not only suggest that they still find you attractive, they still have you to an extent in their mind. How do we know they're at your level now? Right? And that's specifically being shown right here very, very heavily with the Queen of Pentacles and with the Queen of Wands, right? They didn't walk away properly. They didn't walk away properly. They physically left, but their emotions are still there. Why? Because they also knew that you guys had the ability to build such a beautiful long-term relationship. And because they pulled the rug under you, that's what made it crumble. Ten of Pentacles reverse with the Six of Swords, right? And they left carrying emotional baggage, right? So maybe it's been months, maybe it's been weeks. I don't think it's been more than a year, but it definitely has been. It has been a few months. Now they're realizing, oh shit, maybe if I would have stayed with them, we would have been able to build this long-lasting situation, or we would have been able to build this in a good, in a good term of events. Like I'm telling you, I feel like your relationship had so much potential. You guys could have done something so wonderful, but they gave up too easily. And now they're outside feeling left in the cold. Why? Because it's going to be hard to return back to you once now that you are elevated. Once that you are up here and they're down here. You see the difference? This is them, this is you. You're glowing, you're shining, and you don't need them to keep going. But them, they're not feeling structured. They're feeling left on the cold because they walked away from somewhere or from someone that was willing to provide and build something long lasting with them. But because they didn't know how to hold it, they didn't know how to specifically keep it to themselves, because with the Hermit reverse, they don't know how to process emotions, they destroyed it. Okay? Overall, a lot of Earth is coming out. So and Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, right? Earth signs and fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries, okay? You guys take care.